I was about 6 when I first learned God's name. It surprised me that people in church didn't use his name more. Most of the time, they just said God. I didn't understand why they wouldn't use his name. In the scriptures, names are a big deal. They're used to tell you what a person is like or how they feel or think. Sometimes, names change as the person does. We said God's name every week in Sunday school classes and scripture lessons at school. We only used God's name when we said the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. In my 6-year-old mind, God's name was Howard. There's a story in the Bible where Jesus teaches his disciples how to pray. I would have expected Jesus to begin his prayer using God's name. He could have used Yahweh, the name God uses with Moses at the burning bush, or he could have used the word Elohim, which simply means God. But Jesus didn't. Instead, he started the prayer with Our Father. The word Jesus uses pretty much means Dada. It is the basic word children first use to address their dad. It is an intimate expression of deep-held trust, held within feelings of being secure. Once, I took one of my sons to hospital for a minor operation. I was with him when he woke up. He started crying, "Daddy," over and over again. I wrapped my arms around him, held him close, and comforted him. The Bible uses the image of a parent to describe God. He protects, provides, and restores his people. God also cares, comforts, and nurtures his people. The disciple John even writes, "See what great love the Father has given us, that we should be called God's children." He is bringing together this image of God as a parent and then identifying us as his children. The point Jesus is making is prayer is relational. Prayer allows us to be close with God. In essence, God is inviting you to come to him, to know him and be known by him. It is an invitation to intimacy rather than formality. The words aren't as important as the relationship. When my son was in hospital, I didn't need him to tell me it hurt. I didn't demand he rate the pain on a scale between 1 and 10. I didn't ask him to describe whether the pain was an ache or a throb. He didn't need to use full sentences or even my name. One word, Daddy, was enough. Jesus tells a story about 2 men praying. The first is a spiritual elite. This man stands up in front of everyone, praying loudly. He thanks God he is not like the second man, before outlining all the spiritual things he does. The second man is a tax collector. When Jesus was telling this story, tax collectors were people betraying their country. They colluded with the Roman Empire in oppressing Jewish people. This tax collector moved to the side, praying, "God, have mercy on me." For the first man, prayer is about boasting in himself and thanking God he is better than other people. But for the second man, prayer is about humbly bringing his request to God. Only the second man understands that prayer is about relationship. I meet so many people who find prayer difficult. They believe it needs to sound a certain way or have a particular structure for God to listen. They feel they need to have just the right words to be good enough for God. Sometimes they hear other people's prayers sounding so good and know theirs will never sound as good. But that's missing the point. Prayer isn't about what we say as much as it is about simply showing up. May you come to see prayer as being an invitation for intimacy from God. May you come to realize that prayer is more about coming before God and less about the words we use. And may you come to understand that prayer is about knowing and being known by a loving Father.